It's Madden NFL 22, and we've got a showdown in the AFC North. It's the Steelers and the Bengals, and it's coming up next.
It is a warm and pretty picturesque late summer afternoon at Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City of Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, everybody loves to see the deep ball. We know that. We got a couple of quarterbacks here who can really sling it. Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers, Joe Burrow of the Bengals.
I like your point there, partner, because it is back in vogue. And what I mean is taking the shots downfield, because for a long time in this league, it was all about precision passing, the West Coast offense. But now we've got a couple of guys here who'll take some shots downfield, and they have some receivers who can go get it.
Started now, the kicker Chris Boswell, and we are underway from Cincinnati. Brandon Wilson to return it, and a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Time to see this Bengals offense here as they get set for their first drive, and under center, of course, is the #1 pick in the 2020 draft, now in year number 2, Joe Burrow.
And what a rookie season he had indeed. A knee injury knocked him out in Week 11 at Washington. And while the Bengals only won 2 of his 10 starts, I think everyone around the league and anyone who watched the NFL came away impressed. 13 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, nearly 270 yards a game passing, the 3rd most by a rookie in NFL history.
Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down. Mixon on the toss right. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here come the Steelers now on offense, led out by a man who's been at the control since 2004. 6-time Pro Bowler, Ben Roethlisberger.
And it's not out of the question. It's not out of the realm at all to wonder if this might be the final season for Big Ben, either in a Steeler uniform or in the NFL period. He re-signed back in March saying, "It's my greatest honor to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and give my all for the organization." Had a big year in 2020.
And oh, right away, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in the meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. He's to the 10, and he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. 21 yards for Joe Mixon, and the Bengals are going to take their first quarter lead. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Bengals grab it. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Security eluded him.
And Tyler Boyd's one of those guys that seems to fly under the radar, but he finds ways to get open, and he has nice hands. He's averaged right around 80 catches a year his last 3 seasons.
Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bengals are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
But he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
McPherson now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Ray McLeod to return. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term, they just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
And McPherson on for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. Now big hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So they keep the football, but now face second and long. Here's Roethlisberger. Setting up the screen, this is Samuels. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Now Roethlisberger. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Taking it about the 36. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Looking sideline, incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
They'll give it to Mixon. Stops short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. C.J. Uzomah there to make the grab. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this 1st half. McPherson on for the point after. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Roethlisberger. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Now they got to get to the line quickly. He's going to wind up and air it out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the second time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how's he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his...
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
And no team got after the quarterback quite like the Steelers did last season. They led the NFL in sacks and quarterback pressures, and there's another one right there. This Pittsburgh team, always known as Blitzburgh.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run.
54 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati.
McLeod to return it.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense ready to get going here in this 3rd quarter, and they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time.
You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. And this one is incomplete.
Chase Claypool, the intended target.
But it's going to be second down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Fights forward at the 20. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 4th down conversion plays. You usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. That's sort of a prime example, is it not, of selling out defensively on 4th and short?
It certainly is, because what you're doing defensively is saying you're going to stop them right there at the line of scrimmage or make a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Instead, they get just enough of a hole chopped, and you're thin on the 2nd and 3rd levels. Then you become a chaser instead of a tackler.
Samuels. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
And they'll run again.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Samuels taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. They were able to push him backwards on 1st down, but this time he forces his way in.
I wonder if he went back to the huddle and said, guys, just a little bit more help, and I can get it done on this one. Maybe even overruled the play call from the sideline, just feeling like he had that opportunity, and he wanted to cash it in.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 22.
Next score, Bengals 29, Steelers 7.
So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Wilson now on the return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this 2nd half.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
On 2nd and 10.
Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
Melvin Ingram leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Here's McLeod on the return.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out.
They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And 2020 was a strong draft for receivers, and the Steelers got an excellent one in the 2nd round, and Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. 11 total touchdowns last year. Among rookies, only Jonathan Taylor of the Colts had more. A strong catch there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Short little throw to Ebron. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. We've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
2nd and short now following the fumble.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. The Steelers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Roethlisberger will throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here we go. It's Roethlisberger on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10
at their own 44.
He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
62 yards rushing for him now to this point.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A 3rd down gain of 19.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Spins past him, and he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Joe Mixon.
A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it'll push the lead up to 29 now.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people.
And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down.
Sam Hubbard able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Throwing on 2nd and long. Roethlisberger.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by Mike Hilton. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field.
They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.